Hello and welcome to my full guide of Expedition 20 Breach. This year's final, this holiday season's final Redux expedition. And I really enjoyed this one when it came out. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. Of course, we have got 5 phases to complete. And then, of course, we can collect the the final phase. In each phase, you do get a bunch of milestones to complete. And I'm going to go through each one in this video in quick fashion and show you how to complete this expedition. I hope you enjoy the video. Like and subscribe if you do, and let's jump straight into it. The first thing we are going to need to do is collect a bunch of materials, including ferrite dust, carbon, condensed carbon. If you want the bigger crystals, you'll have to get the advanced mining laser. We will get that as we go through the expedition as one of the rewards, because all your milestones produce rewards that will help you to complete the other milestones in other phases. Also want some dihydrogen. We also need to collect some oxygen, and if you go up to these grassy pods here, you can pick them, then it will explode, and then you can shoot it. Any hazardous flora will give you oxygen if you mine it with your laser. The other base material I'd like to collect is sodium, but sodium seems to be rare on the starter planet. So don't worry if you can't find it, we'll collect it as we go. If you manage to find a cave as well, you can find these humming sacks, and they will have albinum pearls in, which you can collect and sell for money, because you are going to need money to buy a bunch of microprocessors, which is going to be the easiest way to collect those, to get enough of them as you go through the milestones. You're going to need them to build things. Rather than just sort of trying to hunt them down in cargo drops, etc. So definitely come down into this area and grab some of those to sell if you find them. There's quite a few down here. There'll also be some cobalt in caves, definitely good to get. You can use that and ferrite dust to build batteries should you need them, and it's good for crafting other items as well. If you scan any flora or mineral, you'll get the secondary item. So we've got cobalt here. We'll also get tritium if we mine it. So scan it, get the secondary as well. It's always worth it. Also going to need to collect some gold on the starter planet. So for this we use our terrain manipulator, and if we press L1 or R1, you'll see that the terrain manipulator gets bigger or smaller. The smaller, the more materials you'll get, but the longer it will take. The bigger, the less materials you'll get, but the quicker it will take to mine the gold. So we definitely need a lot of gold. Make sure you grab it. Also going to need to collect a bunch of quartzite. You can refine this into chromatic metal, and it refines into a lot of chromatic metal. You're definitely going to need it, so definitely grab it. The first milestone is to find our starship. So once I've collected all the materials I've wanted, I've now got crew awaken because I've reached my starship. You can then press start and go into our expedition here and claim our reward. Our first reward for this is pre-packaged personal refiner unit, which is going to be very handy, and starship launch fuel ×3. So what we want to do is fit our personal refiner in straight away. What I also want to do now is move all of my technologies around to make sure they're in pertinent positions, or at least positions that I want them to be in, and I want to choose which ones I want to go into my supercharged slots. We also want to do this for the starship, which we're going to have to fix as well, and of course for our multi-tool. Now we are at an abandoned building here, and if we have a look at our milestones, we've got a lot to do, but we don't need to do them all in order. We can actually do them as and when we like. So here we have to kill 10 biological horrors. If we look at our multi-tool here, we have a bolt caster and a C-class upgrade, which is the barrel ionizer. So we can do this right now. All we need really is some projectile ammunition, which we have if we go into our craft products here by pressing A on one of the open cargo spaces. You see that we can build this for 50 ferrite dust, and it will give us 1,250 projectile ammunition. We don't need to do that because we already have it. So what I'm going to do is shoot one of these whispering eggs, and out will come a bunch of biological horrors, and then we just need to kill 10 of them. And there you go, we've got they feed. Nice and easy. However, we still have some biological horrors out here, so might be worth just getting rid of them while we're here. Whilst I'm at this building as well, I'm also going to collect from this cargo damage container here. We're going to keep the rusted metal because we can refine that into ferrite dust if we need to. And what did we get out of that cargo container? We got a Viking effigy which we can sell for monies. There will also be damaged machinery next to buildings. If we get rid of this residual goop, you can refine that into living slime, into runaway mold, into nanites, but there's no point for me because I am not using this as my main save. But if you search damaged machinery, you'll get perhaps an upgrade or you'll get some nanites. There's also this here, which we can dig up. They are always next to damaged machinery, and it is the technology modules. And if we get those, we can sell those for money, which we are going to need to be able to buy some items we need from the space station. Another thing we can do is actually shoot the whispering eggs and grab the larval cores. If we grab the larval cores, we can refine those into nanites, or we can sell them for monies as well. Do be careful because they will attack you, these monstrous things, as you saw a minute ago. I'm now going to grab They Feed, which is Supreme Life Support System upgrade ×3, an inventory slot, which we can fit in straight away. And now we need to leave the planet in our starship, but we need to do a bit of... So now we need to leave the starship in our planet, and we need to do a bit of repairing. We've got a launch thruster here, which is an issue, and the pulse engine. We can make a hermetic seal, which is 30 condensed carbon, which we've already collected, and we can make a metal plating, which is 50 ferrite dust, which we can also make because we've also collected. So that will fix the pulse engine. Now for the launch thruster, we already have a dihydrogen jelly within our starship, so that's nice and easy. We can fit that in. Now to fix the other component here, we need pure ferrite, of which we need to refine ferrite dust in our personal refiner to get the 50 pure ferrites. However, we do have a repair kit here, and we can just hover over the 50 pure ferrites and say repair, using our repair kit by pressing X. And there you go, we've used our repair kit, and now our starship is up and running. Whilst we've been out collecting, whether you get ferrite dust or you get some cobalt here, you may get some geodes, and we can actually analyze those, and it will give us some more items. We've actually got some pure ferrite here. We've got 192 of it, so we could have used that. That's always good to have. We also have this rancid flesh. We got that from killing the monstrosities. We can sell that for units. And the crystallized fragment here is collected when you collect the dihydrogen. And if we analyze that, we'll get some more dihydrogen. You'll also get hyperclusters, which is tritium hyperclusters, and some other things as well. Now we just need to leave the planet, head out into space, and we'll get our next milestone. We're in quite a nice scientific ship here, which I like. And there we go. We got wings in the dark. And whilst we're here, we also need to destroy a number of asteroids. So if we go back into our expedition log here, we need to destroy 15 asteroids. Now asteroids will give you tritium, they'll give you silver, they'll give you gold, some of them will give you platinum. Definitely worth getting a bunch of materials here. And because we have the milestone to do, we'll grab a load of those materials. And there you go, we got Starspawn, we destroyed the 15 asteroids. That will give us Nautilon platform plans, Nautilon advanced equipment plans, and Supreme submarine drive upgrade. That is going to be useful for future milestones. We also got this tritium hypercluster I mentioned, that will give us some more tritium, which will fuel our pulse engine. And we've got this Humboldt drive here, which we won't use until we need to use it. We also got wings in the dark, which is base computer plans, and we also got the much needed hyperdrive plans. So the hyperdrive is going to cost us 125 chromatic metal and 5 microprocessors. The next on our list is to warp to a new system, but we can't do that without the hyperdrive. So what we need to do first of all is actually refine our quartzite down into chromatic metal. 256 quartzite will give us 512 chromatic metal. So it's definitely worth collecting it on that first planet. We also need to put some condensed carbon into the fuel inverter here to convert our chromatic metal as we travel to the space station. All the space stations in this expedition are abandoned, but that doesn't mean we can't buy things from it. If we go to one side, there'll be a portal, and there'll also be some items that you can collect from the cargo cabinet or cargo drops here, which will give you different things. So we've got another salvage data, which will be good to sell. So we've got 4 of those now. We've also got this C upgrade for our photon cannon. Might as well put that in there. And we also got this multi-tool expansion slot, which is quite good because we can now use this multi-tool upgrade station. This can be found in the anomaly as well, and we can just install our upgrade slots in there. There is also a exosuit upgrade here. We can get 2 of these in every system, 1 in the space station, 1 in the anomaly. It will cost you units. I'm actually not going to do this throughout this expedition because I don't really feel I need to, and I'm not going to use this as a main save, and it will cost me units which I need at the moment for other things. On the other side of the space station here, we'll have some encrypted data, which is useful for getting our starship back when we are at a settlement. And there's also what we need, the Galactic Trade Terminal here. And I'm going to sell a bunch of items. I'm going to sell, first of all, this Atlantidium. It's only 750, but I don't need it. I'm also going to sell the Rancid Flesh, which we don't need, the Viking Effigy. I'm going to sell the Larval Cores, which I got. I'm going to sell the Salvage Data, and I'm going to sell the Albanum Pearls. That should give me 709. I need to buy about 9 of these. 247 of which we have enough now. So that's great. We've got that. Is there anything else here that we want? So with nothing else that I want from the space station at the moment, I'm going to install my hyperdrive, which I now have the microprocessors for and the chromatic metal for. We now need to fill it up. So we do need to make some antimatter housings, and if we go and hover over it and press R1, it will actually build as many as we can build. You can see the number going up there. I only want to build 4 to start with. And then I also want to build 4 of the antimatter. And as you can see, it's going to cost me 100 chromatic metal and 80 condensed carbon just to build 4 of those. And then we can put those 2 together to build the the warp cell. And we're going to put that into the hyperdrive. And this will allow us to warp to a new system. Down on my D-pad across to the galaxy map. We're just going to follow the expedition route, which is already selected, and go to this system here. And there you go, we've got between the stars because we warped to a new system. That is then going to give me a pre-packaged Atlantid drive unit, which will allow us to go to all star systems available to us. That's yellow, red, green, blue, and of course purple. So we need to fit that straight in, put it next to our hyperdrive unit here to give it the bonus stats. And then what we need to do is I'm actually going to have a look at this system. If we go across to discoveries in our start menu here, you'll see that we have all the planets and all of their information available to us. And what I want is silver. We are going to need quite a bit of silver, and there are a number of planets here with silver on it. And I'm going to go to this abandoned planet and find some silver here. I can select it by hovering over it and just pressing A, and then it will show up on my screen as a marked planet. There's also some sodium on this planet, definitely worth grabbing that. Collecty. Now that we've got enough silver, we can carry on our journey off to the first rendezvous point. And here we are. Now there is a building here, I believe it is this one. It is going to be the first rendezvous point. It is another abandoned building, so if you didn't get your monstrosity kills, you can do that here, and you can also collect some more larval cores for nanites or selling if you want. Here they are, look. We get a bunch of rewards, which is going to be inventory slot times 5, debris, rangefinder plans, and craftable components. So let's put a couple in there, and then I'm going to put some more in here. There's the formula which we need, and there are the plans that we need to create the formula. So now we need to construct the debris rangefinder, which is 1 solar mirror, 1 quantum computer, and 1 metal plating. So for a quantum computer, we need 1 microprocessor, 1 antimatter, and 25 chromatic metal. We can make the antimatter because we have the condensed carbon and chromatic metal. And for the solar mirror, we already have the gold, we already have the silver, and we already have the chromatic metal, of which we might need some more. And then we also need 1 metal plating. which shouldn't be much of a chore either. And then we can build the rangefinder. And there you go. There is the crafted debris rangefinder. And that is going to give us Corvette basic module plans. And then we need to build our Corvette. So off to the space station we go. If you wanted more items to build your Corvette with, more Corvette modules and parts, these two planets here have salvageable scrap, which if you go to, you can harvest that salvageable scrap and it will give you some more modules. I'm not going to do that. Before I build my Corvette, I'm actually going to take all of these items out of here and put them into my exosuit, because I'm actually going to scrap this starship because I'm not going to use it anymore. And that means I can sell it for parts and I can use those parts to buy other things with. I'm also going to take any of the upgrade modules which I found, which is only this S-Class. Now I could take this one as well, but this is going to come with the Corvette anyway. I'm also going to get rid of this rocket launcher. I'm going to dismantle it for the copper and the condensed carbon because they will be useful to me. Because I'm going to get rid of it, it doesn't really matter. In an abandoned station, there are no portals to the Corvette station, so you're just going to have to run down the station to get there. We have a Corvette workshop and we have the Corvette cache. The Corvette workshop cache holds whatever you want to put in there as long as they're Corvette modules, and they will stay in there. And you go to any station and they will appear in there as well. And then we just go into the Corvette workshop and create new Corvette, and it will allow me to use those items that are in the Corvette workshop cache. I'm just going to quickly build out my Corvette here. Go to compare. I'm going to add to the collection so that I can scrap my other starship. Now this will become my immediate first starship, so my standard starship is going to have disappeared. So what we need to do is go into my menu here by pressing down on the D-pad, across to summon vehicles, switch dock ship to this one here, and then I'm going to scrap it. Claim scrap worth 2.9 million, and then I'm going to immediately go and sell the parts at the terminal. Sell and sell, and then I'm going to have a look at what I can buy here. I'm going to buy some of this cursed dust because I think it might be worth something to a milestone in the future. And just add a little bit of information, I'm also going to buy some of these suspicious tech. There's 5 of them here. And then if I go into my cargo and go into my suspicious packet of tech here and open them, we can get some tech out of them like this. And we've actually got a suspicious mining beam module, which will give us 9% fuel efficiency, which isn't bad. We've got another one here as well. That one will give us 17% cool down time, and we've got some other things as well. Now if I put this X-Class in here, it will break these 3 because you can only have 3 upgrade modules in here, and then the others like the oxygen recycler is sort of an extra one. It's not actually a upgrade module, if that makes sense in any way. If I've said that wrong, please do highlight it down in the comments. I've also got this shield here, which is quite nice. It is a all-round stats shield that actually needs to go over there like so. I put them in the wrong one, haven't I? Because I was busy. So put them in the right ones. Make sure they are connected to the right thing. And we've got some shield here as well, which is quite nice. X-Class shield. We can also add all our things to our Corvette technology here. And I do want to move these around to make sure they are all in the right places. So we're getting all the nice bonuses into our Corvette then, and it actually gave us 2 internal modules we can fit in here. So if we go into our build menu by pressing up on the D-pad, we'll go across to our interior modules. It actually gave us a mission radar, which we can fit in. I think because they're in the cache, we actually can't do it from there, so we actually need to take them out of the cache. There it is. I thought it also gave us a refiner. It doesn't look like it has. Maybe I've accidentally got rid of that. Into our Corvette then. Out into the stars. Pulse. And then trigger the debris rangefinder by pressing X. Then you'll see down in the right hand corner there, the debris rangefinder is activated, and we're just waiting for it to find the debris. And there you have it. There is the debris. So let's head in and stop by coming out of our cockpit, opening the hatch. And the debris should be right in front of us. And if we scan, we'll see here what we need to do. We need to get that down there. We need to get these two things as well. So we can spacewalk out here, use our mining beam to shoot these things, the component housing. That will give us some components or modules for our Corvette. And then we need to go and speak to the log of the fire ship Arcadia and recover the log. And then we got shipbreaking. So we've actually got 2 milestones to collect here in terms of rewards. Head back into the safety of our Corvette, and then we can collect Door to the Stars, which is refiner unit, which is what I thought we had already got, which we hadn't. A powerful frost protection upgrade ×2. And we also can collect shipbreaking, which is advanced mining laser plans and pre-packaged aquajet unit. And we can also collect phase 1 reward, which is Siren of the Stars poster plans and a bunch of other poster plans as well. So if we go into our build menu by pressing up here, we can fit the mission radar if we want, and we can fit the refiner unit also, so it can refine things as we go. And now we are heading on to phase 2, which is to reach the second rendezvous point. To fit the advanced mining laser, we need 2 wiring looms, which we will get in the next rendezvous point system. Make sure you fit the aquajet unit you got from the last milestone, because you'll need that for landing on water. You can buy wiring looms from any station, by the way, so if you wanted to do this beforehand in another station, please do. If I'm honest, I forgot that I needed to buy it early on, otherwise I would have done so. As part of the milestone rewards, we've got these advanced pneumatics here. It's 2,628 years old. It is only good for selling. You get almost 2 million units for it. I'm going to sell it. When collecting from these containers here in the third rendezvous point space station, I got these counterfeit circuits and I got these vector compressors, which are useful for selling. And I think you can probably use some of those crafting things. If we have a look actually over here, what it is able to do, upgrading and trading Yeah, so, you know, just in case you want to go grab those, sell them, or perhaps use them for something. If you sell them at another space station, you'll probably get a markup on your goods as well. Just so you're aware, that's for the black market goods, those counterfeit circuits. We do have our 2 wiring looms now. We just need 1 carbon nanotubes, which should be easy enough to build as they are only 50 carbon, and a metal plating as well, which we know we can build. And then oh, sorry, it's hermetic seal, my bad. We'll go back into here then and get the hermetic seal, which is 30 condensed carbon, and then we can build our advanced mining laser. Definitely useful to build the advanced mining laser. It allows you to get those bigger crystals and sodium nitrate, the condensed carbon, to hydrogen, etc. But it also gives you 15% mining speed as well. Off to rendezvous point 2 then. Before we reach rendezvous point 2, there's actually this milestone here, which is locate the lost time wreck of fire ship Arcadia. And to do that, we need another debris rangefinder. So we need a solar mirror and a quantum computer, which also means we need another antimatter. So we can make both of those. We also have the required metal plating, because I made it by mistake. So let's see if we can find another starship, Arcadia. So we shot the things, we found the log, and there we go, we got lost in time. So we did that one nice and easy. We've got life support gel ×5 and ion battery ×5 as well. And on we go now to rendezvous point 2. So make sure you have the milestone selected, and we'll pulse again, scan for the wreck, and here is another, should be another fire ship Arcadia. Let's check it out. There's the log. Yep, we got that one as well. So you don't have to do the timestamps to get those ones. Well, before getting those ones, you can just get them as and when you like, apart from the one from phase 4 and 5, because, as I mentioned, they are unavailable. Oh no, look, because we got it, we can do it again. Let's keep going then. And this one, we get pre-packaged paralysis mortar unit, unstable plasma ×20, and we get a signal booster. And here is the 4th one. We got it. There is frail bodies. That is the 4th one. Nice and easy. So final bodies is going to give us a repair kit ×3, supreme thermal protection upgrade ×2 as well. And this will be the 5th and final log of Starship Arcadia. Very nice. And there you go, reborn in song. And that is going to give us a supreme movement system upgrade, a supreme scanning system upgrade. So you get those nice and early on. That would be very good for your character. Let's put these in. And now we can head to rendezvous point 2 or timestamp 2. Somebody has built a base here as well, which is interesting. And the aquajets will allow us to land on the water, which we have done. And then, I think, do we just have to get in the water? Yes, we do. And there is rendezvous point 2. And for that we get a powerful underwater oxygen upgrade and an underwater survival blueprint, which is nice. There's a blueprint there for surviving in the deep depths of the ocean. We've also got these water upgrades here. Now all we need to do is deploy our submarine. So go into our build menu here, but we're actually too close to our Corvette here. Now the only problem is with this base that it might be in the way. Let's just check, shall we? Right, we're far enough away from... Yeah, no edit permission. That's really frustrating. Okay, we're going to have to get a bit away from this base as well. So we've got gentle giants there. We discovered an aquatic creature over 6k. Literally just in the water trying to get away from that base. And just scanned the creature down there. That's what it looks like if you just saw it then. Quite difficult to see it. Because it's right in the awkward position of my HUD. But anyway, it is there. Let's grab that reward as well, because that's probably going to help us in these deep sea areas. I just want to get back to the surface so I can breathe. And what do we get here? We get a wonder projector and creature pellets. It doesn't really help us that much. Nonetheless, we got that milestone done. So we need 3 hydrogen jellies and we need 90 magnetized ferrite for this. So the hydrogen jellies should be fine. And magnetized ferrite as well. We already have the pure ferrite, so we can refine that. If you collected magnetized ferrite on your journeys, well done. We only need 90, so we should have enough here. And there we go. There is our submarine, which we deployed. Now we can grab that milestone as well, which is marine shelter, oxygen ×100, and hydrothermal fuel cell. Now if we get into our Nautilon, we can put in our hydrogen fuel cells. Let's make sure you are there. Why won't it let me actually put it across? Oh yeah, sorry, into there. Thank you. And there was... Yeah, I need you as well. Okay, let's get the Starship over here. It gave us the upgrade here for our hydrothermal fuel cell, so we can use for our Humboldt drive, sorry, so we can use that. Definitely need that one. And then we need to descent now to a depth of 800 U. And if we actually get out of our Nautilon here and have a look to our right hand side, it will say the sea floor is 1,340 below. So that is perfect. We just need to descend now. I'm pressing L3. Nope, sorry. LT on my Xbox controller, and I'm just descending down into the depths. And there you have it. We have descent, and we aren't even at the sea floor yet. We are just about there. Somewhere going to reach it. We collect our reward for descent, which is supreme scanning system upgrade, supreme movement system upgrade, and inventory slot ×3, which is very nice. Now we need to collect 3 sea glass. Now sea glass is the purple stuff there. Oh, we're right next to some here. So with the upgrades that we have in our exosuit, we have the efficient water jets here. We have the oxygen rerouter, A class there, and we have the pressure membrane. We could probably do that one, and we have a shield lattice. These ones are very good for your underwater stuff. Our Nautilon will protect us whilst we're in it, but it won't whilst we're out of it, and we will see quite a harsh environment. So I am going to probably make the membrane if I can. I need 3 of you, which is there. There you go. We have the oxygen, the 150. We have the 3 hermetic seals now, which of course is condensed carbon. We have 2 of the hydrothermal fuel cells. However, they are our fuel for our Nautilon, so we do need to be aware of that just in case you don't want to change it up there. I am just going to move these around just so I can put that there so it gets its bonuses. I know that it's going to muck up this one a little bit, but that's all good. So now we can get out and go and collect 3 of these sea glass here. Ah, no! Ah, we got an eye! Okay, so there is danger down here. And one of them is this eye here, which we need to get away. And that's a big old bloody thing there as well. And there you go, temptation. We got the sea glass. I keep wanting to call it sea grass. Let's grab our reward for that. Supreme mining bean upgrade and multi-tool inventory slot there. ×5, which is nice. And we can get phase 2 reward, which is the Aeron Starship Trail and the Aeron Starship Trail plans. Now there is something else we need to do in the water here. So if we have a look at our milestones here, we need to harvest 5 crystal sulfides. So we need to find those. We might as well do that whilst we are here. So if we just move about a bit, there's a lot of shaking going on down here for some reason. I think because there's just giant animals everywhere. There's phase 2. So if we come out of our... There you go, right. This is what we need to find. We need these. Mark it here and go and find the crystal sulfides. These can be a little bit dangerous. So if we come out here, and they are on these sort of vents, and there's 3 of them, so grab all 3 and then move away because it will explode. And it will hurt you if you are next to it. And there you go, we got thermal power. Now we just need to get the hell out of here. We did have to come into a cave, so you might have to do that. We'll just head back to the surface now. We're going to grab thermal power then, which is a pre-packaged optical drill unit, which is fantastic for the mining beam. So if we fit that one in, which is this one here, that will actually give us 50% more resources mined. We also got these 2 here, which I replaced one of the X with because the X wasn't that good. It was this one here. And now what we need to do is go to rendezvous point 3. There's the approximate location, and this will be the building we need to head to on this little island. It's very nice. We're going to need to go to that building and talk to the Majig. Oh, big worm over there. Scary stuff, scary stuff. We get pre-packaged personal force field unit and supreme bolt caster upgrade for going to timestamp 3. Okay, so I was looking for a grub, but instead I found the Purge the 110 drill. So let's have a look here. That's 500 away, that burrow there. That's 400 away. So let's go to one of these burrows. There's one there. Let's go. And here they are, and this is what we need to shoot. We need 3 of these. They will shoot at you, and there will be some monstrosities around as well. There they are. They're also a pain. Could do with a stronger weapon, but it's all good. Just keep firing at them. Oh, missed me. And there you go. We got 10 drills, and we can just run away from those monstrosities. You don't have to deal with them. And now what we want to do is find a grub. So we do get a powerful scatter blaster upgrade for that one, but we don't have the actual scatter blaster. So let's see if we can find a grub, which probably won't be on this world, even though this says infested. Here, we have to go there to that vile brood detected. That's what we're after. So let's head to that world. There's also vile brood there as well. That's what we're looking for. We can also get the multi-tool inventory slot as well, so we'll put these in. Before we can get the vile grub, we need the hazmat gauntlet, and that is a reward for dereliction, which is completely exploring a derelict freighter. Now to do this, we're going to have to pulse, and then we're going to have to trigger our emergency scanner. You can get these from the space station in any of the systems. Get it early on, and you'll be able to do this straight away if you want to. Let's see what we find, and there it is. And then we need to go and land and work our way inside. Before we do go inside, we need to make sure that we have enough space in our inventory, because we're going to have to completely explore this freighter. However, we probably could do this an easier way, so we didn't have to do the whole thing. But let's just see how we go. To explore the whole thing, we're going to have to go through each room. There's some heating lights here as well, but you can just go from room to room. You don't have to search all the boxes if you don't want to. You don't have to, well, you do have to fight some stuff if you want to survive. You need the crew manifest and the captain's log to get to the terminal where you can create some modules for yourself. However, we can kind of run through this quite quickly if you don't want to do it. If you do want to do it, go through it each room by room, collect everything you can, because there are some nice things you can get in here. You can get some blueprints, lots and lots of goodies. So just be aware of that. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to go through it and I'll see you in a second. What I will do as I go through is just show you some little tips and tricks of exploring these things. If we use our scanner, we can see everything that we can salvage. So you can salvage absolutely everything here. And it will also show you where the logs are, because you are going to need that log. And what you'll see is numbers of the doors. Look, so we've got 1 out of 12 to map here. This is number 1 and this is going up, so we can open the door and then you'll see that we are now in room number 2. So room number 2 has these records terminals. We want to access the crew manifest here, and then that will give us some information, which and we can update the bioscan, and it will say everybody is dead. And there we have the crew manifest, which is one of the records that we need to make sure we get out of here in one piece. The doors here with the 0 means that it is a dead end room, but we still need to explore it because it still adds to the zones mapped. Security credentials have been found. We need that as well. So we can see there we've got the crew manifest. We need the captain's log and the engineering salvage unit, which is at the end. Make sure you don't miss any rooms like this because they will add to the zones mapped. As I said, just make sure you scout around and have a look. Always reactivate the teleport receivers so you can make your way back if you want to. Make sure you go to the secure mainframe and log in as temporary officer Dobbs, which is from the logs you've hopefully been reading. And we can read the captain's log. And there you go, we have the captain's log. This is the last room. So if we go to the engineering control unit or panel, we'll see that we can fabricate items, which will be a Corvette module, or we can extract nanites. Doesn't really matter which one I'm going to do. I'm going to fabricate items here. And we can either do the Corvette module, as I said, freighter bulkhead, which will give you cargo or tech space in your freighter, or we can fabricate a technology module for your freighter. We don't have a freighter here, so we're going to go with a fabricated Corvette module. And we get the Thunderbird loading thrusters ×1, and there is dereliction. If we reactivate this terminal here, this portal, go in, it will take us right to the beginning, of which now we can leave the freighter. And dereliction will give us hazmat gauntlet plans, which we need, and supreme hyperdrive upgrade, which will be great for our journey through the stars. So if you did do that a bit sooner or a bit earlier than I did, you will get this upgrade, which will help you travel from one place to the other. This isn't really that good, is it, in a abandoned universe? Because that's what we're in. We're in an abandoned universe here, and normally you can give this to people in the space station, but unfortunately we can't do that with that right now. To fit the hazmat gauntlet, we need 50 chromatic metal and 20 sodium nitrate. If we click on our sodium here and press X, we can quick split it, so we can get half of it, put it into our personal refiner, and refine the sodium into sodium nitrate. Then we can fit the hazmat gauntlet and go get a grub. No, it is out on the ground. It was just behind this little mountain, so we need to pick it up. And then to get the actual milestone, we need to crush it. So if we go into our inventory here, into our cargo, we'll crush the lava, and that will bring out the evil beastie. And if we have our plasma launcher here, or paralysis launcher, we can paralyze it whilst we shoot at it. And there you go, we killed her. And we got metamorphosis, and we got detoxified slime ×3, choking monstrosity cake, a wiggling track, and haunted pie. And they are all things you can put into a nutrient ingester. So the next milestone to complete in phase 3 is the Anomalous floating companion, and this needs to be on a anomalous world, and effectively there isn't one in this system, which is rendezvous 3 system. But if we go into our galaxy map with that milestone selected, you'll see here that it has the current mission selected, and this dissonant system here will have an anomalous world with an anomalous creature on it. Looking at the planets in this system then, it looks like we have a wine dark coast, or a wine dark planet, which should have the anomalous animal we are looking for. And that's why I did the dereliction and metamorphosis first, because I knew you had to come to a different system, and that's the way I did it. That's the way around I did it last time, and I think this is, for me, the better way of doing it. But you can do it which way round you like. Go about it however you want. Either way, you have to get the milestones done, don't you? So good luck with that one. So looking at the planets in this system, looks like we have a wine dark planet, which is going to give us hopefully our flying anomalous companion, and that's why I did it this way around. I did dereliction and metamorphosis first, and tendrils, because they were in rendezvous point 3 system, and I knew I had to go to a different system to do this. You can do it whichever way around you like. That's also why I brought the emergency scanner from the station early on, and why I did it that way around, because this milestone gives you the emergency scanner, it gives you the scatter blaster as well. I did it with a bolt caster, not ideal, but it still works nonetheless. And here they are. This is what we want. Now we need to actually try and get up close to them, give them some creature pellets. Hello. So if we throw down some creature pellets like that, should lure some animals. Gonna lure you down here? No? Oh, hang on. Are they coming down? Come down. Hey, we got one. There you go. And we got it. Friends in odd places. There you go. And we got exactly what I suggested we were going to get all along. We have finally done that one, and we can collect phase 3 reward, which is Aeron power shield plans, Aeron cowling plans, and Aeron diffuser plans, all for your Corvette. And now what we need to do is head to rendezvous point 4. So in phase 4, there are some things we need to do here. We need to collect 5 storm crystals, extract 12 radiant shards, visit all the moons of this gas giant we've just appeared to, and then we need to spacewalk into a black hole. However, I'm going to do this as the very last milestone I'm going to do in the whole entire thing. So we're going to do the rest first. Let's go to rendezvous point 4. And here we are. We've made it to the abandoned building, and there is timestamp 4. Nice and easy. And we will grab the reward for that, which is Starship inventory slot ×5 and 1 million units. Whilst we are here now, we need to collect 5 storm crystals. There is some over here, so we'll run around and collect 5 of these. If you're on a gas giant, storm crystals are always available. It's one of the perks of a gas giant. This should be the last one, and someone's built a base here as well. There you go. There are shards of the storm, and we get 100 oxygen, supreme defensive systems upgrade as well. Now we need to survey all of the moons of a gas giant, and that doesn't mean we need to go and scan every animal and every mineral. It just means we need to visit every single planet. So I'm just going to mark each one and go and stand on them. Let's see if we can find the first one I marked. There it is. So here is the first one, and if we just leave the cockpit and beam down, it should mark that as 1. Has it done that? Yes, it has. But we also need 12 radiant shards, and a gas giant are dissonant systems, which means they are dissonant worlds. So we can collect a bunch of radiant shards whilst we are here. On this particular moon as well, which is called Reliet, I think, there's ancient bones, and if we were to collect the ancient bones, we'd be well on our way to starting to collect a fossil, because we need to reassemble an entire fossil. It's part of phase 5. We will need to dig up the fossils from the fossil bed. Unfortunately, there's only one there, which is not ideal. Would have preferred much more than one, but there you go. This is the last radiant shard, and just remember that there is only one moon in a gas giant that has radiant shards on, to make sure you collect them from that moon. We now need to carry on grabbing our 5 moon visits, so let's continue doing that. By the way, you don't need to step out of your starship. You just need to leave the pilot seat in the sort of atmosphere-ish of said moon, and then yeah, we'll be all good. So here's the last one. If we leave, and there you go, we got lunar cluster. Let's grab our rewards here. We've got our starship launch full ×5 and supreme pulse engine upgrade for radiance, collecting those wonderful radiant shards. And then for lunar cluster, we get pre-packaged rocket boots unit, which some people hate and some people enjoy. We're going to leave the spacewalk into a black hole till last, and I'm going to go to rendezvous point 5, the final abandoned building. In we go, and there we get timestamp 5. I don't think you actually have to talk to the terminals, so don't do that if you don't want to. Silver ×100, gold ×100, platinum ×100, and 300 nanites as well, which is very nice. We now need to discover 5 creatures on the final world. So let's have a look at this world. If we go to discoveries, have a look at the creatures. We've got some underwater creatures, and we've got some daytime, some always flying, and some more daytime flying creatures as well. It is nighttime, so let's go and have a look in the water and see what we can find under here. So I found 4 in the water. Just need to get the one more. Oh, hang on. There you go. There it is. We've got the flying, and we've got alien menagerie. That one was nice and easy. Our rewards for that are carbon ×1000, blob decal plans, curious fauna decal plans. So the abandoned paradise we were already on is perfect because it has the polished stone we need, which will give us a reward for the fossils pack. So we need to collect 192 of this polished stone, these ruined structures, and there you go. We got forgotten quarries nice and easily there, and that will give us the fossil pack, fossil displays pack. And now what we need is a bunch of fossils, and there is some over there. And there's some there as well. So there's quite a few around. So let's head in that direction. Okay, there's a few fossils here. We could do with some more. But we're going to have to dig them out. And then build our fossil. That should have everything I need to make my fossil. So let's build one of you. We need 25 pure ferrite for that. That's easy enough. There you go. Now we can assemble our fossil. Let's go for the weird Triceratops skull. Some very weird limbs. Very nice taily type things. And some weird forelimbs. And we've got a over 49 million year old bone neck Zexus. Fueled by a diet of leaves and grasses. Its bipedal gait was an advantage during long journeys, apparently. Okay, there you go. We did it. We got that one. And that should give us pre-packaged fishing rig unit and fishing bait recipes. Now what we need to do is go and catch some fish. So back to the Corvette, find some water and do some fishing. Don't need any bait for this. Just go and fish for free fish. There you go. Free fish. Nice and caught. And for that we get pre-packaged pulse spitter unit and some upgrades to go with it. We've already got the scatter blaster in there as well, so that's very nice. I think we'll just leave that as it is. What we now need to do is make sure we have the jellyfish milestone selected, and then just cast our rod into the deep. And there we go. We got the spawn of Acadia. And now what we need to do is actually release that fish. And there we go. And now we need to shoot it. Shoot it with the old scatter blaster here. Can we use a paralysis mortar? Doesn't work against it apparently. Oh, hello. Yeah, we are getting shot at ourselves because we get those boundary anomalies coming in. There we go. We got jellyfish. We defeated the siren of the deep. Now what we need to do is find a black hole. Let's first of all though grab our rewards here. We get blue fireworks, red fireworks, green fireworks for that. Hardly seems worth it. Phase 5 is titled the Celestial Breach Decal Plans Breach Banner Customization. Now if we go into our expedition here, go back to phase 4, we need to go to a black hole. So if we go into our galaxy map, try and get away from the planet. There you go, into our galaxy map here. We'll have black hole selected already. And we should be able to jump there in one, which we can. But we need to actually spacewalk through it. So let's not get too close with the old Corvette. Make sure we step out into space. And then away we go. If you didn't want to do this as the last milestone, what you can do is go onto phase 4 space station, stand on it, make sure you stand on it outside of your Corvette, then go to the black hole. The black hole will warp you away, then you can go to the space station where the black hole takes you and then teleport back to rendezvous point 4 station. And there we go, we warped through a black hole via a spacewalk, and now we don't need to worry about going back to the other systems or space stations. We get reward memory fragment inventory and defense chit terrifying sample there, and then we can get phase 4 reward, which is Aeron wing plans, and it is Aeron pillar plans and Aeron pyramid plans. Then we can go to the final phase and we can get to the Aeron drive plans, Aeron blade plans and Aeron winglet plans by completing Breach Expedition 20. There you go, that is the expedition complete. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it has helped you out in some way. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And hopefully I will see you in the next video, where I will be doing a bunch of how-to videos, I think, in the next few videos. Hopefully I'll see you there. And hopefully you are still enjoying No Man's Sky as much as I am. Take care. Bye-bye.